And by the way, nakita ko po yung mga dokumento na yan. Hindi lang po siya ang may access. Meron po ako, nakita ko po yung original, yung originals niyan. Naglabas ng ilang mga documents si Madam Maharlika regarding the surveillance and, if I'm not mistaken, possible arrest of known personalities who have been using illicit substances. According to her, mayroon din pong this pertains to the president when he was still a senator. Now, what she was saying here is, dati, sinasabi kasi nga dahil former President Duterte, as a matter of strategy, would sometimes issue contradicting statements. She issued, meron siyang hard evidence of the findings by a drug enforcement agency on the on his alleged background. So the documents, and I have in fact seen them. I have been privy to some of them through law enforcement, and they are legit. Okay, they were dated at the time that the president was a senator. Now, yung iba kasi, ibang revelations ni Madam Maharlika pertain to why there was never an arrest or a full-blown investigation, because this apparently was in the nature of a surveillance or for possible buy bust later on. So according to Madam Maharlika, interventions were made because this happened during the time of former President Noynoy Aquino. At yung executive secretary ni President Aquino at the time was a law partner of Mrs. Marcos, the First Lady right now. These are what Madam Maharlika has been saying, and this is what she said in her revelations today. So, ang sinasabi niya, kaya niya nilabas ito dahil may mga nagsasabi na hindi totoo yung sinabi o ibinunyag ng ating dating Pangulo tungkol sa background ng ating Pangulo ngayon. Pinabubulaanan niya yung mga tolls at saka yung sinasabi yung evasion ng Pangulo nung tinanong siya about his background on the matter. On this particular, I prefer to refer to it as a health concern. Kasi di ba yung mga dilaw dati, ang sabi ni Remy Robredo, dapat health issue na lang yan, hindi krimen. So, in this case, on this particular health issue, he avoided the question about it and instead pointed to the former president's alleged use of fentanyl, which unfortunately for him was doctor prescribed and therefore legitimate. And at the time that he mentioned that fentanyl, tapos na po yung paggamit niya. It is to manage pain. So, what can we derive dito sa revelations ni Madam Maharlika? Well, number one, of course, is hindi na maaaring i-deny, one, yung background, and two, yung knowledge ng ating dating Pangulo tungkol dito. It restores credibility to the statement. Hindi na po magagamit yung simple denial dito, regarding the background on illicit use. Sabi ni Ma'am Marilu, nag-like na ba daw ang lahat? Please like and share. Okay. So nakikita natin ngayon, what is this? Alright. So nakikita natin ngayon that habang nagsasabi tayo ng ganito, ito yung standard na sinasabi ng mga trolls. Naniniwala kayo kay Maharlika or they will use her name, babaguhin nila yung pangalan at in order to disparage her. But here is the thing. Why would we not? Okay? particularly when this person has already produced documents. Nilabas po ngayong araw na ito ni Madam Maharlika yung pre-operation documents ng drug enforcement at the time. So now, balls in their court. You can no longer say na papaniwala kayo kay Maharlika. Hindi po, pero naniniwala ko dun sa dokumento. And by the way, nakita ko po yung mga dokumento na yan. Hindi lang po siya ang may access. Pinakita din po yan sa akin ng aking source who is in law enforcement. So, kahit sabihin pa natin na hindi si Madam Maharlika yung source, na naglabas si Madam Maharlika, meron po ako, nakita ko po yung original, yung originals niyan. Copies. Scanned copies, so as good as the original. So, yun yung punto dito. And, by the way, tapos na yung linyahan na yun. Now, dun sa mga trolls, alam ko na yan po ay script ng handler ninyo. Kaya nakikita namin na paulit-ulit po yung linya ninyo because you have no way, no capability, and no talent to be able to rephrase that in such a way so that you can be taken seriously. Because there is no point in saying, nagpapaniwala kayo, because what you're trying to do is say that this person is not credible and therefore you are laughable for believing somebody who's not credible. But here's the problem: when she produces documents, I don't have to believe her, but I certainly will give credence to the documents. So, tapos na po yung dialogue ninyong ganyan. Basag na po yan. You can no longer use it. Tell your handler and operator that this is no longer going to fly, because we can always say, we don't necessarily believe Madam Maharlika, but certainly her documents speak for themselves, di ba? Okay. So, sabi ni Brian, patay nakita mo din? Yes. Because nga, it's not exactly a secret anymore. Matagal na yon because this was pre-2016 eh. So, matagal-tagal na. Sabi ni LCHNES, ang tahimik naman ng MSM, ang dami nang nangyayari sa admin nila, tapos hindi pa sinasagot ang mga paratang sa kanya at ng asawa niya. Well, certainly the issue again gains new life. Kasi nga, may documents. Now, according to Madam Maharlika, the reason, sabi ni Jason Tiago, yun na nga yung yun na nga yung joke. The joke is on the trolls kasi yung mga tao mas naniniwala na kay Maharlika kaysa sa principal nila. Correct. Sabi ni Haj, granting na totoo yung accusation ni Madam Maharlika in yung veracity or legitimacy ng PDEA docs, but di siya pinahuli ni FPRD? Because these documents were circa pre-2016, hindi pa po presidente si FPRD. Okay? And wala siyang personal knowledge, number one. He was a mayor of Davao City at the time, and therefore, hindi siya judge. Hindi siya pwede mag-issue ng warrant of arrest. Ano ba akala niyo sa powers ng isang mayor? But I think you have to understand the division of the separation of the branches of government. Sabi ni Ma'am Victoria, yung nagsara yung bitter kay Attorney Pix nakakota na. Sabi ni Jaius, pwede na po ba itong ground for impeachment, betrayal of public trust po? Hindi po ito evidence of current drug use. It's evidence of former drug use. Time-bound yan. Kasi yung investigation was conducted nga during the time of President Noynoy, not current. But certainly, he can be asked. Kasi para sa akin nga, this is also, it's not just a criminal issue or an issue possible for impeachment, but that will require nga current use. But a question of health. Is drug use or the former drug use continuing? If it is continuing, does this allow him to make competent decisions? Will he be competent? Will he be capable of making the kind of decisions and exercising the kind of powers that the president has? Right? So we can inquire into the state of health because the Constitution allows it. Arnold, we will discuss that later. Isa-isa po. Sabi ni Lori Lee, pwede po ba ipa-extradite si Maharlika ng government kahit US citizen siya? Actually, that is the purpose of an extradition. You ask the country where a person is a citizen, kasi kung hindi citizen, it will depend on which country will be protecting him, what passport he or she carries. But in this case, if the person is a citizen of the United States and the United States, you ask the US to give us a citizen. That's why extradition requires hearing. So bago yan pumayag ang US, kailangan mag-hearing doon. If they are willing to hand over a citizen, number one. Number two, if the citizen will not suffer the death penalty, walang capital punishment, then it is possible. But here's the thing, ano yung kinaso sa kanya? May kaso ba siya dito? Wala. Meron siyang cases, pero sa US final. So, paano siya ipapa-extradite? Wala namang case. Sabi ni Brian, so yan na. Anong dapat gawin dyan? Kahit matagal pa yan, pero ibig sabihin, addict ang president natin ngayon. Well, we don't know that. We have evidence of previous drug use. And, so ang sinasabi nyo, pero ibig sabihin, addict at president natin ngayon, kaya pala madami na naman ang drugs ngayon, kaya nakakakuha si... Well, yun na nga. So, ang para sa akin dito, the next step is to inquire into the state of health of the president. Kasi, if we are going to allege a crime and the crime is being committed now, that will require evidence. The evidence that Madam Maharlika is holding is evidence of previous drug use or a previous investigation on an inquiry into drug use.
Simply that I have 110 million reasons to start with. Such is my faith.